Tennessee Republicans today highlighted a new bill around one of the country's most divisive issues. It would ban abortion, but the bill is contingent on a potential ruling from the U.S. Supreme Court. State Capitol Newsroom reporter Chris Bungard looks at why sponsors feel the time is right for such a bill.
There was a crowd of Republicans here to outline what's called the Human Life Protection Act.
I think this bill gives hope to Tennesseans. Tennessee is a pro-life state.
As many Republicans as possible crammed into a media room to support a bill that would ban abortion in Tennessee if the U.S. Supreme Court overturns the landmark Roe v. Wade case that legalized abortion, or if the justices amended the U.S. Constitution to allow states to prohibit the practice.
It'll restore the pre-Roe versus Wade Tennessee law that made the exception for the life of the mother.
Those here draw hope of Roe v. Wade being overturned from the High Court's recent conservative direction.
By electing a president, Donald Trump, who is appointing good constitutional judges, we feel like it's going in the right direction to protect life.
And we want to be proactive. That's who we are as Tennesseans.
The Senate Democrat leader says lawmakers should not work in hypotheticals without considering the consequences of banning abortion.
I think that you would still have a lot of people who can afford to would seek medical care elsewhere, and people that wouldn't would be in putting themselves at risk of criminal jeopardy and physical harm.
Sponsors said they hope every Republican up here, that's about 3/4 of the members, and even a few Democrats would support the bill. Reporting from the state capitol, Chris Bungard.
A spokesperson for Right to Life said 4 other states have passed similar laws to the one proposed in Tennessee. It would be North and South Dakota, along with Louisiana and Mississippi.